Welcome to the Bird Gang Nation Sports Media Show, repping the greatest team of all time. Let's go! Bird Gang 31, he be the host with the most. We going deep, burning teams. They ain't nothing but toast. It's in your rest there. Sirianni put me in coach, running like Miles Sanders till I bump my head on the post. Touchdown! Yeah, that's coming. Devontae's crazy route running. Jalen hurting them, throwing lasers to break a young gunning. Come on! On the D-side, we ride, sack him with Fletcher, lay him out on the stretcher, no one can protect you, watch Darius slay him, shutting down your routes, come on! In my green John, eating Philly cheesesteaks, put up your cups, wings up, if you can relate, tailgating after Lincoln like gangster strides, to the Bird Gang Nation, that's worldwide. On Sundays, catch the pre and post game. Mondays is Birds on Broad Street with Philly Notion and Cool Cat, the man in motion. And Wednesdays, the midweek special got you open with JC from Eagles Talk, hitting like B-Dog, baby.
Welcome to another episode of Bird Gang Nation Sports Talk. I'm your host, Bird Gang 31. Today, Nation, we got another very special guest. He's back again. It's Mr. Crockpot from the Painted Lines. How you doing today, my guy?
I'm doing well, man. Happy Thursday, man. It is just an amazing feeling that we're on the cusp of a huge game on Sunday versus the Bucks. I gotta say, man, I'm feeling really good today. Really good about it, which is not usual. That's not typical.
Yeah, and that's
Let's go.
We got you feeling good, so we're gonna keep those vibes alive, baby, because the Eagles are about to beat the Bucks.
Let's go. Good vibes only. Good vibes only.
It's about to happen. It's about to happen. I feel it, man. I've been feeling it all week. I feel the upset. I feel the legend of Jalen Hurts beginning. I feel Nick Sirianni making a staple of why he should be considered one of the coaches of the year. I feel all this stuff going on this Sunday, man. So it's going to be good, man. So talk to me, man. It's been a minute since you've been on the show.
Yeah.
You know, how has your opinion about the team changed since last time?
I mean, it starts with Nick Sirianni. Everything starts at the top. For me, what he's done with this team over the last, 7, 8, 9 weeks has been nothing short of remarkable. You look at kind of what this team needed. They needed leadership. They needed emotional intelligence. They needed a guy that the team will rally behind. You know, it wasn't there in years past. Whatever, the past is the past. This coach has built this system around Jalen Hurts. As great as Jalen Hurts has been, you know, he has his faults. And I really respect Nick Sirianni for identifying those and building this team through the run. And, you know, just, again, they didn't have the greatest competition, but you got to play who is in front of you. That's all it is. So for me, this season has had a lot of ups and downs, just like Jalen Hurts. But here we are sitting right before a matchup with Tom Brady. How do you not, you know, feel good about yourself if you're a Philadelphia Eagles fan? How? Like, there are so many positives from this season. Andre Dillard, Jalen Hurts, the offensive line, Nick Sirianni's creativity on offense. The play calling has gotten better and better and better as the season has progressed. The defense still needs work. We'll talk about that tonight. But, you know, overall, just been an incredibly successive year. For me, who lives and breathes the NFL draft, I'm already getting started with the NFL draft coverage on that. So, 3 first-round picks going forward. Ooh. It is a good time to be an Eagles fan, baby.
Yes, it is, man. Yes, I can't do nothing but agree with everything you just said, man. It is amazing. You know, it's just like what we had to do the whole time. is trust the process. You know what I'm saying? You heard the players come out this week and talk about it. Like, we knew back then at 2-5 that we just kept doing what we kept doing, that it was going to start eventually pay off. It reminded me of last year. Remember when everybody's like, oh, why haven't gotten no sacks, you know? And they're like, oh, they come in bunches, you know? They came out like, you just got to keep doing what you do, and eventually they're going to start coming in bunches, and then you start seeing a lot of those sacks add up. So I think that's how it was with the wins. Like you said, we can't control who's in front of us, but everybody knew from the beginning of the season, you know, that back half of the schedule was going to be easier than the front half of the schedule. And with a new coach, new offense, defense coordinator, new first-year quarterback, you know, rookie receiver, second-year receivers, tight end, you know, being the first time being the starter. It's like there was going to be a lot of, you know, bumps in the road in the beginning. You know, I wanted us to go 3-3 through that stretch. We went for 2-4. Hey, whatever. You know, one game off, but it's all good. Like, you knew that there was going to be light at the end of the road there. And they showed you that they won a lot of games. Well, we won 7 out of the last 9 games. You know, like, that's pretty impressive, you know, for anybody to do. You know, all these guys get paid. They're all football teams, you know what I'm saying, that got star players on them. And we did what we had to do. We swept the Washington football team. And a lot of these wins were by more than double digit. You know what I'm saying? If we were to be field goal, won by field goals, whatnot like that, then I would say, okay, you know, this team can be as good. But we were doing what we had to do and putting some big numbers up on these guys. So how do you feel about the Eagles breaking the all-time rushing record and Jalen Hurts being the all-time touchdown getter and rush touchdowns for the Eagles?
Yeah, we're going to talk a lot about Jalen Hurts tonight, but not enough can be said about what he does for the Eagles rushing attack. You look at kind of the Eagles running backs, Miles Sanders. I'm still not high on that guy. I'm sorry. Jordan Howard has been terrific, and so forth. Kenny Gainwell has been terrific. But you look, like, if you had to put those like on the big board of where they rank among top running backs in the NFL, you're not going to find those guys. It starts with Jason Kelce. It starts with Lane Johnson, Andre freaking Dillard. And you didn't even have Brandon Brooks. It's been amazing how, you know, I think we do post-game shows every single game. We do preview shows like every single, like, not everyone, but for the vast majority of the last like 2 or 3 months, our player of the games have been the offensive line. Jason Kelce at hitting that second level. Lane Johnson running down the field. Lane Johnson catching a freaking touchdown and not being able to jump into the crowd. It's been awesome, man. The offensive line has been dynamic. The overall offensively, it starts with, you know, Nick Sirianni, as I said earlier, you know, having Darius Slay in the backfield. Like, I love that juice, man. I love that stuff of, you know, getting creative on offense, because that they're going to need a lot of that on Sunday. If they don't bring it, if they don't bring that kind of creative, you know, play calling against the Tampa Bay Bucks, because if you remember Week 6, their screen game, everything between the sticks got completely blown to smithereens, led by those linebackers of Tampa Bay. We'll also talk about that. But for me, offensively, you know, I don't think this is like Nick Sirianni's like calling card. I don't expect him to be like this dominant running attack kind of head coach play caller. I think he's going to just build his offense around whatever, you know, his strengths are. For now, it is a running attack. I hope it is, though. I really, truly hope, like, long-term wise, if you have a strong running attack and you inject a ton of youth through this NFL draft on defense, there is a good chance we're going to get back to those like Jim Johnson days, where it was just a lot of fun. You have a great young defense that's flying around the field, and a strong, you know, offense that eliminates turnovers. I mean, Jalen Hurts, how many turnovers does this guy have? Like, we don't talk enough about that. Like,
yeah, that is a huge deal. And I do talk a lot about it on my channel. You know, when everybody try to bring out that hate for Jalen, I'm like, man, the guy doesn't turn the ball off very what, he had like 9 turnovers this year?
Yeah.
Or 8? I think it was 8 or 9 turnovers, and 3 of them came in that Giants game, which was his worst game, you know, but everybody deserves a bad game, you know, no one's perfect, you know, that was one bad game. Other than that, the guy's been solid with the turnovers. I remember at the beginning of the year, everybody's like, Jalen's going to have like 12 to 15 turnovers this year, you know what I'm saying, in his first year starting, because the way, you know, he fumbled a couple last year. And Jalen's been that dude to me, you know, I think he's He showed that he could be a leader on and off the field. The way he just handles everything so cool. Sometimes I get mad at him for being too cool. He'd be like, I'm like, you better look like you mad that you messed up right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just like, all right, whatever, like next play, but that's also something good that you need. You don't need a quarterback being too high and too low, at certain stages of the game, like when he scored touchdowns, he get a little bit excited. So that makes me happy. But I think Jalen's that dude. Like, it would be really, like, it'll make me really mad if they do something with these picks and that money with a quarterback. Like, I'm going to be frustrated as hell. You know what I'm saying? Because I think it's a waste of everything. Money, it's a waste of freaking picks. It's a waste of everything when we can definitely get more talent on here. And what's the big deal about being a running team? Like, they act like they running teams got cooties or something. Like, we can't be that guy, we got to be this passing league. We're in the passing league. We got to be this running team. No. We can be a running team and still pass the ball, like Jalen, give him his 20, 30 throws a game, and run the rock. That's what our offensive linemen's built for. We got that kind of line, and these guys are young, so they're going to be here for a while. So why try to switch it up now, man? I think we have a winning formula that can take us far into these playoffs.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how the defense holds on.
I'm trying to get you to say, yes, we're going far. Come on, Croc. You got to give it to me.
Go. No,
I'm going to keep going all show long until I get you. We're going to go far. Super Bowl, baby. Woo!
No, that's how I am during game day. Like, I try to be objective as possible during the week, but come kickoff, it all goes out the window. Absolutely. But for me, I love the thought of you saying, like, getting a little upset about Jalen Hurts not showing emotion or being too happy about a bad situation. I go back to McNabb. Do you remember the McNabb days when he would like throw an interception and like do the salsa dance?
Like, what are you doing? That's not good.
People would hate that grin.
Good,
people would hate that smile. That was just a fun memory going back there. But yeah, I like the comment here about Jalen Hurts can't be rattled. That's the one thing that really interests me right there, because I mean, intangible wise, leadership wise, I think he's going to be ready. I really truly think he's not even like among my list of concerns for this game. It's all going to be on the defensive side.
Man, when you're looking at what we need to change, his name should be at the very bottom of that list of what we need to do. The quarterback position as a whole. If Gardner Minshew want to go out and get him a starting quarterback gig somewhere, and someone wants to give him that gig, then hey, deuces, have fun with it. But I still even want to keep Gardner. He can be our backup quarterback. I don't mind that. If he can't find a starting job, keep him, re-sign him for like 2-3 years. He can be Jalen's backup in case Jalen goes down for a game. We've seen what he's done inside the games. He's not the worst quarterback in the world. He's not the best quarterback in the world. He's right there, like that even part where he can win you a game or 2-3 games if you need, throughout the season. So I'm definitely cool with Gardner being there. But Jalen's that dude, and he's 23. He hasn't even tapped his potential yet. Wait till Jalen start actually seeing defenses. He has a whole this offseason, to come back in the same system to actually see how teams were playing them. So what kind of adjustments can he make to his game? Like, the sky's the limit for this guy. Like, I see him winning an MVP in the near future. You know what I'm saying? 2-3 years down the road, he definitely can be an MVP candidate the way he rocks it.
And going back to, like, whether you run it back or with Jalen Hurts or not, he has 100% earned that right. I'm not there yet, man. I'm not there yet saying that he's a championship quarterback, because there's a lot of holes to fill before that happens on this roster. But for me, you look at this draft class, you have Matt Corral, you have Kenny Pickett, Malik Willis, Carson Strong. The majority of these guys are heavy RPO kind of quarterbacks. They're between the sticks. Other than Kenny Pickett, I mean, Kenny Pickett is a mobile quarterback. He can get it done with his legs, but he is an RPO guy. You already have that with Jalen Hurts. Why would you bring in a carbon copy, a copy and paste quarterback to have him be Jalen Hurts' backup next season? It doesn't make sense. I've already done scouting reports on those guys. So for me, it is Jalen Hurts. You bring in a backup next year. Maybe, I don't know what Minshew's trade value is right now. We can talk about that. But for me, it is Jalen Hurts 100%. And his leadership, man, has been terrific this year. And it starts with the turnovers. And some of those turnovers weren't even his fault. It's like freaking Goddard kicking the ball up and it gets intercepted. Or like you can even like reverse that conversation and talk about how many freaking touchdowns were taken away this year, like 5 or 6,
That
something
is what
along
I
those
talk
lines.
about. Like
It's crazy.
he can be a leading passing quarterback in this league. We gave all those yards back, that were either, like you said, dropped or even called back. That's a lot of yards. That's a lot of touchdowns. You put those in his stats right now. He got just the same amount of stats as their other passers in the league. Plus, he has almost 1,000 yards rushing. So that together means a better quarterback to me. Like, I really think people are really sleeping on Jalen Hurts and his skill set and what he actually can bring to the team. A guy that can throw 4,000 yards, 20-something touchdowns, plus have 10 touchdowns passing and another almost 1,000 yards rushing. Like, that's 5,000 yards of all-purpose yards. Like this guy says right here, 2,800 yards rushing, in Eagle record, you know what I'm saying? But Jalen has over 800 yards of that, by himself. He's their quarterback. So, like, more than half the league, he led our team, in rushing. And that's an impressive feat in itself, even though the rest of those running backs definitely did their thing this year.
Yeah, for me, like, I actually think, moving forward, I would put running back as a big need for this Eagles team this offseason. It's an underrated move. It's an underrated need, I think. You look at how Jalen Hurts opens up this running game. You have kind of Miles Sanders on the way out for sure. Jordan Howard is terrific.
Well, wait.
Yeah, go ahead.
You did not just say Booby on the way out.
Oh, yeah, he's not good.
Booby needs to stay, my guy. Booby needs to stay. Now, I say, because he's going to come back next year unless we trade him or something because he is under contract, right? If next year comes around and Booby's still getting hurt every 3 games, you know what I'm saying? Okay, we can move on from him. But if he can come back healthy, and actually get the ball, you got to think, last year we didn't give him the ball. Everybody came into this season, we need to give Miles Sanders the ball. We need to give Miles Sanders the ball. We didn't do it the first 6 games. By the time we did do it, he got hurt. I think some of that has to play inside with each other, not getting the ball, being like not football shape, not football ready, battle tested ready. So when he did get in, he actually got hurt, trying to do too much, But if you notice, like after he came back from that first injury, he started to run the ball pretty good. He did some good stuff. He still have almost 800 yards rushing. Like that's pretty good for you missing like most of the season. You know what I'm saying? Like he's an explosive back that, he got game breaking ability. So I still am not off the Booby train. Like I think we need to keep Booby and maybe get one of these free agent running backs to, pair with him. A guy that could start if we needed to start. He is a starting quality running back. Maybe like the Leonard Fournette from Tampa Bay. Like that would be a perfect pickup because both of those guys. I even take Jones from Tampa Bay. Jones is a free agent too. Like pick up one of those guys. Add to Miles Sanders. Now you got a good 1-2 punch where it's like even if one does go down, the other one's still a star running back in the NFL. But Jordan Howard, that's a guy I'm not too big of a fan of. So
really?
He played good, but everybody's like George should start over Booby. But I'm like, did you not notice the difference when Miles Sanders came back? Even though he ran 250 yards a game with Boston and Jordan, when Miles came back, he had less carries and a higher average, like way higher. Like it was like he had 2 less carries and like 30 more yards than Jordan Howard because he's that much more explosive of a running back. So it's like I do like the ground and pound of Jordan Howard. I do think we have to get another, physical running back there. Like we don't need any more. We got Kenny Gainwell in the back. Maybe the guy I see getting left out is Boston Scott. He might get let go. Because you don't really need him, especially if we get another running back. He'd be that odd man out. And I think we do need to freshen it up and get a new face in there that is talented. No more getting these players. I'm tired of getting project players. Guys that were all right. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to get a bona fide stud back there with Miles Sanders and let both of these guys have a thunder and lightning combination going.
Yeah, I think just that north-south runner is so much more valuable for this specific offense. No, I don't think anybody can question that Miles Sanders is a great runner. He is. However, you're going up against a Tampa Bay Buccaneers team, and it's between the ears. It's the hands that concern me so much. Same reason why I'm like, punt Jalen Reagor to the moon and put in Jason Huntley to return punts and kickoffs because I do not trust that guy. Miles Sanders, as he has 2 great plays, and then a play where you're like, oh. He's a frustrating player to watch. And you look at kind of Miles Sanders, that next contract that's looming, getting a running back, and there's some really good ones in this draft. Isaiah Spiller, Kenneth Walker, Brees Hall. There's some really strong guys that I think will fit this roster that I definitely think it's like a little underrated, like day 2, day 3 draft pick where you can, if you get a playmaker to add to Kenny Gainwell, who has shown leaps and bounds this year, that he fits Nick Sirianni's system. I actually, like, if you had to make a ranking of running backs that fit Nick Sirianni's system, it would probably, like, Sanders would probably be 3rd on that list, in my opinion. So I love Miles Sanders, the player.
I think a healthy Miles Sanders should be 1st on anybody's list.
But he never is healthy.
But it's more from lack of touches, I think. Like, if we ran the ball like we ran after week 7 and week 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, I promise you he doesn't get hurt as much. You know, because your body's taking that beating, is getting into football condition to maybe he might got a little hurt, and then he would have been fine for the rest of the season. But the fact that he was sitting cold on the sideline for 6 weeks, you know, you seen him at the Chiefs game spiking the ball like Sirianni, like, this is what I can do. Come on now, my guy. Give me the ball already, you know. You shouldn't even have – it's a mental thing with these guys. Like, they're mentally not there. They're getting psyched out. You know, so their body's not reacting the way it needs to. You know what I'm saying? That injury he had, what was it? What was it, ankle or whatever? If you seen it, it was just like, huh?
Which one?
The first one, not the hand. The one before the hand. It was like the ankle or whatnot. You know, like that was just an injury you think about. That's him doing a normal cut and that ankle like giving out. It's just because he hasn't been doing it all season long. You know what I'm saying? He put too much into it. On that, he was trying too hard. So I really think Miles is that dude still. Like, just like Jalen, I think Miles is that dude. We're sleeping on him a little too much. You know, he's led the league like every single season he's been here. You know, and the fact that he has these injuries, we don't have to give him a fat contract. You know, we can re-sign him on the low. You know, like, hey, buddy, you've been hurt a lot. You know, we want to keep you, but hey, here's a discounted price. You know, here's some good money, but it ain't no great money, and, you know, do your thing.
You recognize, like, if you don't get – he's like kind of like Ben Simmons. Like, if you don't get him involved, like, early on, last year's Ben Simmons, obviously not this year's Ben Simmons. If you don't get Miles Sanders, like, head in the game, like, he just kind of fades off. Like, he's not involved. He's completely checked out. Yeah, I agree. Miles Sanders as a player on paper is a really good player. It just hasn't come through between the years. Whether he's, like, running out of bounds when he should be staying in bounds, or whether it's fumbling the ball. The Eagles need to play a legit perfect game here against the Tampa Bay Bucks. Sorry, I'm going to say it. Give me that north-south runner every single day. Like, give me that 3-4 yards. Give me a guy that can get it done on third down.
But you start seeing at the end of the season, before he got hurt with his hand, he was running north and south now. He was doing a lot less of that jukey stuff. He's starting to run more north and south and getting those yards, man. He's a young guy. You know, these guys want to be – no one cared about it when Shady was a shake and bake type of running back. You know what I'm saying? No one cared about Barry Sanders. No one cared about Brian Westbrook. No one cared about, you know, all these other running backs that were really jukey. Hell, Sproles was a little jukey, if you want to think about it, you know, but he had the speed to be jukey. But I'm saying no one cared about that. Like, why are we so critical about him shaking and baking? If he wants to make that explosive run, let him do it. You know, you never know. We can't be the judges because it didn't happen. Didn't mean that it couldn't happen. You know, Barry Sanders led the league when he was the best running back. He led the league in most negative yard plays because he was trying on every play to hit that home run. You know, so I'm a running back myself. So I'm like, let him do him. You know what I'm saying? Let him do him. Last year, he was the first running back to have over 3 80-yard rushes for touchdowns. You know, that's never happened before. You had guys like Derrick Henry. You know, if you put the stats against top rush stuff in defenses, he had more stats against them than Derrick Henry did, and he led the league last year in rushing. So it's like, obviously what he do is good, and no one can deny that. Now, the health part, yes, we need a healthy back. You know, you got to learn to shake those. I didn't even know he broke his hand when he was playing that game. I'm like, why Miles not in the game no more? You know what I'm saying? What happened to him? You know, so it's like one of them situations. I understand the people griping about the injury side, but in terms of actually having him on our team, and if he can stay healthy, what we can get from him is another question.
Yeah. Like I said, I like Miles Sanders, the guy. And that's what I was saying is I don't like that next contract. If he comes back on a team-friendly deal, that's a whole different conversation. You know, I just don't think the Eagles believe in putting this amount of assets and resources into this position. And that's why I say, like, if you can find one of these stud day 2, day 3 running backs like Isaiah Spiller, like you 100% do
You
that.
think Robinson Jr. leaving Alabama?
Oh, really? I didn't know he's leaving Alabama.
I said, do you think he's leaving to becoming pro?
Oh,
Because he's got to be a sophomore or junior right now.
I couldn't tell you, man. I haven't really.
I've seen him play for a minute.
I haven't heard that decision yet. So
because all them Alabama running backs are beasts. Like you see Najee this year. Najee's a straight dog. I wanted us to draft Najee this year, to be honest. I was like, okay, we moved back. What happened? We moved back to the 13th spot. And I was like, you know what? If we keep this spot, we need to go ahead and get Najee Harris. You know what I'm saying? Even though we got a running back, we need to get him. And
how we would never do it. How we would
what?
Never
Did you not watch him this year? The dude.
I know. I'm not saying that, but I'm talking about Howie Roseman. Like Howie Roseman does not believe putting that amount of assets at that spot in that.
Well, he doesn't believe in linebackers, but he better use 1 or 2 of them picks on the linebacker this year for sure. Like I was saying, with
really good one.
If 15 and 16, get Dean and either Anderson or Harris from Alabama. Get those 2 like back-to-back picks. Just do it, Howie. I want Howie to leave the room. The defensive coordinator come in the room and be like, we're going for Dean and Harris back-to-back, my guy, or Dean and Anderson back-to-back. Get them both. Get them both and bring them to the squad, man. We need to do it. We need to do it.
Hell would have frozen over if that happened. That would be like the most amazing development of all time. Like they do not take first round linebackers whatsoever, and they go back to back.
But as you see, that's costing us now, and it's actually cost us for a long time. No, if everybody think about it, when the last time you remember a stud, like a real pure stud linebacker, not a guy that was a coverage linebacker that played some good football. I'm talking about a stud middle linebacker, Trotter.
Trot. Yeah.
And that was how long ago?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely Trot. Yeah, and we got to give like TJ Edwards a little credit here too. You look at TJ Edwards, since he was named starter, the Eagles are 6-2, 6-3 with the meaningless Dallas Cowboys game, which doesn't mean. I didn't know. I didn't know he was.
TJ Edwards is like the Ward effect. Everybody thought Ward was so great because he was the best catching receiver we had. You know what I'm saying? Like he played good. I'm not hating on him playing good, but he, when you get some guys that play better on your team, he's not so good anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think TJ's like in the beginning of the season, our linebackers was trash. You know what I'm saying? Like even Singleton was trash. Wilson was so trash he got kicked off the team. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not even here no more. He was a free agent, supposed to be our star linebacker.
Ready for this stat? Ready for this stat, man? All right, here we go. Since TJ Edwards was named starter, the Eagles have held opponents to 84.3 yards per game and 3.7 yards per carry. Both of those stats would be number 1 in the NFL.
That's good.
Just saying. That's crazy, right?
But you honestly sit here and tell me right now.
No. I'm
our linebacking core, the way it is right now with the pieces that we got, you would not go out and either A, draft the first round linebacker, or B, sign a linebacker in free agency.
I am 100% down to bring in a pure athlete, a guy that can get to the quarterback, a guy that can drop back coverage. You've got a lot of good ones. You've got Devin Lloyd, who is an outside linebacker, great in coverage, just a beast athletic wise. You've got obviously Christian Harris. If you watch the Alabama game, the college championship game,
I watched that.
I mean, he was everywhere, absolutely all over the ball, everywhere. Nakobe Dean, just terrific. Terrific. So you've got 3 really.
You can get 2 guys off of Georgia with your 3 picks. You know what I'm saying? You can get Harris, you can get Dean, and what's their defensive tackle name?
For
Georgia.
Jordan Davis?
It's Davis?
I think it's Davis.
Davis. That dude's a beast too. He had a great championship game too. Like, but those 3 players, if you added those 3 players to our defense, wrap.
I'm more on the edge rusher side for this defense.
How many times are we going to draft the edge rusher though?
Yeah, but how many times are you going to mess it up? You got to get it right, man. Like I like Josh Sweat. He's a nice player, but
Sweat's good.
Sweat's really
good.
Get
better. I feel like he's going to get better every year off that injury. I think he's going to get better and better as the league goes on. Remember, it took Brandon Graham, 5 years?
Yeah.
Before
Yeah.
Brandon Graham almost got cut from our team like 2 times, 3 times. You know what I'm saying? Like before he became Brandon Graham, the guy we love right now. Plus, he's going to be back next year. You know,
I mean,
and
you've got another Michigan defensive end in this draft named David Ajabo here. That's just a athletic freak. He's super.
He's on
raw.
Michigan, Ajabo.
Ajabo's on Michigan, man.
He's
so
on the other side of Hutchinson, huh?
So he's really strong. This edge class in this draft is hands down, I think, the strongest group in the class. You're looking at 10 deep of guys that will probably be a mad rush of edge rushers between rounds 1 and 2. You look at the Eagles' 3 first-round picks. I would debate whether or not you should take 2 of them because Derek Barnett's gone. Brandon Graham's at the end of his career. That's going to be a sad day.
What about Jackson and Johnson?
Yeah, I mean Milton Williams. They're all good, but like to get a starting, defensive end. You look at kind of the Eagles' weakness here. It has been getting to the quarterback. That is kind of the major area, the red flag. And you look at Brandon Graham's gone or in the near future. So
yeah,
I would bring in
2 years.
I would bring in like the talent level that's in this draft, value wise, draft board wise. If you can come out of this draft, Khalifa from Purdue is a boy. If you can get out of this draft with like 2 legit edge rushers, that changes a lot of things, especially for Jonathan Gannon, because they clearly just did not get home.
Okay, you're keeping all 3 first-round picks. Give me 3 guys.
Ready? All right.
Go ahead,
So
Howie.
we have 15, 16, and 19. First, I'm going best player available.
Well, I guess we can use that.
Edge rusher.
There's going to be 15, 16, and 32.
You're going to trade back?
No, we're going to win Super Bowl.
I love it.
15, 16, and 32, my guy.
That's fantastic. All right. I'll go, obviously Ajabo is a really good player. Trayvon Walker is another really interesting edge guy. Just screams Howie Roseman, a guy that can, drop back in coverage.
He played for
Georgia. He's a monster.
Walker?
Yeah, Trayvon Walker. He's a monster.
Okay.
You've got a lot of edge guys like that that'll be in that like mid-late or mid-early second round kind of guys that I think would be huge additions to this defense. Obviously, it starts, if you want to bring in a linebacker like Nakobe Dean, Devin Lloyd, Christian Harris, I think will be there in that second round, which doesn't make sense. But the guy that I want to bring is Sauce. I think Sauce Gardner would be a terrific addition to this team.
That's a cornerback, right, from Cincinnati?
He's a cornerback. He's a cornerback right? For Cincinnati. He's absolutely a lockdown corner.
And I heard we're not even bringing back Nelson, too, so.
Yeah, if you can get
if you don't bring back Nelson, that means one of those first 3 got to be a corner now.
Yeah, so for me, Sauce Gardner would be my top choice at 15. 16, I think wide receiver is an underrated need on this team.
I love it. Drake London from USC, that's my boy.
Drake London has 6'5". He's got a ton of athleticism, quickness. Dude is like a Keenan Allen. I look at him like a Keenan Allen. That would be a perfect pairing next to Devontae Smith. A possession guy, but can also stretch the field. He would be great in the slot to replace, I don't even want to say the name, Jalen Rigger. But, I look at
that. We're not even get rid of Rigger, though.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
He's going to be back.
Yeah, it is what it is. So 16, you've got a guy like Jamison Williams from Alabama that is terrific, a really good player. If you can get
he's going to fall too.
Maybe
he's towards ACL, wasn't it?
Yeah, maybe. I didn't even think of that.
I don't think he's going to go first round no more.
You
might be able to get him in a second.
If he would have been healthy, Alabama would have won that championship game, no question.
Maybe.
No.
I thought the first game Alabama was going to lose because Georgia's defense, And then this game, I was supposed to go bet on them, but I was telling I'm in Alabama, so I got a lot of Alabama boys here. I'm like, hey guys, I think you guys are gonna lose this week. They're like, no way, we beat them last time, we beat them good. I go, yeah, but I don't think I think that was more of a fluke game. I think the game would have been closer Like it wouldn't have been no blowout like at the end of the game type thing. But it's possible they could have won with Williams because he was wide open a lot. You know, he was doing damage before he got hurt. You know, but Mechie and Williams being out, that was too much for Alabama to overcome.
Yeah.
You know,
so I really like Jamison Williams, but the guy I would go at 16 is Tyler Linderbaum. He's an inside offensive lineman out of Iowa, and he's really interesting, man. Really, really interesting. He's that like a guy kind of like Landon Dickerson, can play guard, can play center, can play anywhere around the offensive line. If you love Jason Kelce getting to that second level, that is Tyler Linderbaum, and I agree with that.
Beast.
He's really good, man. So that would be.
But like, if Kelce says he's coming back, do you still go after him?
Wow.
Because you got to think. Listen, you got to think.
He's playing great.
Sam Malu was supposed to be Jason Kelce's replacement. That's what we drafted him for, right? And then he went to left guard. I'm not moving Landon Dickerson from left guard.
Yeah.
I don't care about the center spot. Landon needs to stay with his homeboy over there, Mailata. They become bros, best friends over there, and let those two giants stay on that side of the field together forever. You know what I'm saying? I'm not touching that combo. I'm letting these guys ride it out, you know, to the end of time, man. I'm never even touching them, you know. But Sam Malu was with us the Super Bowl year. He does play some good football. Just slide him in behind Jason Kelce when Jason Kelce leaves. Slide him into center. That's what we even drafted him for to begin with. He just ended up, Kelce not retiring, so he ended up being the guard because he's the best lineman besides, you know, that we had available. So what do you think about that? Or even, I don't like Herbert at center. Herbert needs to stay guard too. I think he can replace Brooks. To be honest, like another year, Herbert in the system, that's a big man. You know what I'm saying? Like he moves pretty good at guard. I hate him at center. But I think he plays some good guard football.
Yeah, so I've got 15. I've got Seuss. Oh my God. Sauce Gardner.
Too saucy.
And then 15, I've got Tyler Linderbaum. 19, I'm going Linderbaum because I think if you want Jalen Hurts, I think the strength of this team, if you're going Jalen Hurts moving forward, I love having the depth at offensive line. I love that idea that you're always going to have next guy in mentality. So that needs to happen. I mean, if Jalen Hurts is your quarterback moving forward, you got to be able to protect
that pick
him
too. That's a good pick.
Yeah. All right, and 19. I mean, this might be a reach, but I'm going either Nakobe Dean or I'm going Christian Harris. One of those guys. Like in mock drafts, Christian Harris is like a round 2 pick. I don't get it whatsoever.
I've seen him in one mock. He was like 9th pick.
Yeah, I haven't seen that. I've seen him mostly like in the second round, but he's like he can drop back in coverage. He's physical. He's fast. He can blitz.
Who do you want more, Dean or Harris?
I think Dean is the overall better player for me right now. Yeah, he's just an athletic freak. Both are terrific. And that's where I would go. That's where I would go with that. And then you have like bang, 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 you know, plug and play kind of guys.
I like those picks though. You went corner, center, help the line, and then you finished off with a tight linebacker. I would love that draft. For real, like that guy said, who was it? Pinehawk 99 was like, this guy needs to draft for us. This guy needs to draft for us. I like that.
I have my top 10 edge rushers video.
Drippy, what's up, my guy? How you doing?
No, my guy. What's up,
we'll be on the show with him tonight at 9, so make sure you guys check that out. We're gonna definitely be collabing over here on his network.
That's a good dude.
He said the Giants would take Linderbaum.
That makes sense, but you don't think they're going quarterback?
No. I think they like Daniel Jones.
Oh. Well, let's hope so.
I hope so too. I want him to keep him. I'm like, yeah, Danny Foodsteps is the best. You keep that guy.
I was upset when they let Joe Judge go, and I was like, no.
How would you feel about this if Dougie P goes there?
That would be something, right? I need
your.
I love Doug Peterson.
Gut reaction if Dougie P's the next Giants coach, and he even brings Schwartz back.
I want him to go to Chicago. Like Chicago would be a great fit for him. But I think he's one of the top head coaches on the market right now. I mean, it's a big
I see
name.
someone make a list, and they had the top 5 head coaches, and they did not even put Dougie P in there.
Dude, he's great, man. I really think that
he won a Super Bowl his second year head coaching. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, man. Yeah. For me though, the New York Giants have to go Matt Corral or Kenny Pickett. One of those two. Same for Washington. That's really kind of where we're at right now. I would be shocked.
How he messes it up. Crock Pot to get the job. Yeah, I'll be voting with him. Crock Pot for GM, baby. Just make sure when you get that fat GM contract, you hook up Bird Gang with some media. For sure. Yeah, man. I'll say okay. I'm doing my 3 picks, and I would say you'll have to go get Dean with that first 15. You just gotta go get him. Like, let's just end the conversation, because I feel like all our other linebackers will be great pieces with Dean in the middle. Keep him in the middle, and then you can have whatever you like. TJ Edwards, whatever, he can be there. You have Singleton, he can be that other little flyer. But if you got a guy like Dean in that middle, that'd be awesome. And then I would double dip with it and get Harrison the very next pick. They're both available. Could you imagine, though? Like, what's wrong with having 2 superstar linebackers? Some of the best defense had 2, you know? Dean and Harris just in talks forever about linebacker, at least for the next 7 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got Dean and Harris right there, kind of like Tampa Bay with White and Davis. You know, those are 2 stud linebackers. Finish it. Just boom, done. And then with the 32nd pick, I would go get my guy from USC, Drake London. You know what I'm saying? I think he's going to fall. Or even, like you said, Williams. I think Williams really going to take a dip because it's late in the season. That was a championship game. You got your knee torn. You know what I'm saying? So chances of you even making training camp are really slim right now if you were to come out. You know? I really think he needs to stay another year anyway. Just to do it. Stay another year in Alabama. Get healed up, you know, in college. Then you're going to come back at the end of that season and light it up like you've been doing. And then next year, you'd be like a top 10 pick again. You know, but if you come out now, you're sliding, my guy. No one's going to take a risk and a gamble on a guy that just got hurt in the championship game. You know?
Also, Pickens from Georgia is really good, too. Pickens, I mean, did you see that catch he made in the championship game? He would be a terrific pick in the second round for sure. Yeah, there's so many different ways they could go.
And Mechie, like, if you didn't get a receiver and you want to go all defense, go find an edge rusher, like you said, one of those top 10 edge rushers at that 32nd pick, you know? And then, because Mechie's sliding again, he's another one got hurt. But Mechie's going to be more healed up than Williams, you know what I'm saying? And Mechie's a stud, dude. Mechie's a stud receiver, too. And I was thinking he's probably going to slip to the second round. So when we win a Super Bowl, that 32nd pick will be a great spot to pick him up at, you know?
Mechie was projected in the top 10 before
he got hurt.
Yeah, like he was up there per talent. I mean, you also have, of course, Trayvon Walker out of Georgia is a really good edge rusher. Jermaine Johnson out of Florida State is an absolute monster. Those 2 guys, I have no idea why they're not like top 20 picks. Like they're both
with these guys you're saying that are edge rushers, right? Are they good enough to wait and get them at those times? Or would you package and go pick up a Hutchinson or what's that boy's name? Thibodeau's.
I wouldn't unless they.
You think that talent level is that much different?
I mean, yes, I think Thibodeau and Aiden Hutchinson are the top 2 guys. Now, if George Karlaftis falls down from Purdue, he is definitely in that tier, like right below that tier of those 2 guys. Just a 6'5" monster, a 3-down edge rusher that can stop the run, get to the quarterback. He is a beast, an absolute beast. If he falls a little bit, then I consider trading up.
That this guy's a top 10 player you're talking about?
Easy. Top 5.
From Purdue?
From Purdue. Check him out. So I really like him. And then you look at kind of, when was the last time a top safety went in the top 5? I think it was like 2016.
That's what he's saying about Hamilton?
Yeah, so Kyle Hamilton is
a beast.
Yeah, you want Malcolm Jenkins on the Eagles for the next 10 plus years. Kyle Hamilton is 6'4". He has coverage skills. He has sideline to sideline speed. He can play up in the box. He's basically a rich man's Malcolm Jenkins, which sounds terrible to say because Malcolm Jenkins is like the GOAT. But for me, like Kyle Hamilton is another prize. Safety.
I still think he's making it out of top 10. What do you think? I don't think he's making it out of top 10 though.
He's not. He's not falling out of the top 10. I don't think
he is.
No, he's so good, man. So yeah, if you talk about if there's like trade ups, it would be George Karlaftis falls and then Kyle Hamilton falls. Outside of that, I like the comment there earlier where you take your two best players available that makes an impact defensively, and then you trade back with that last pick and get future assets, get another second or third round pick.
I don't feel like we need to trade back this year. Like, I'm always for it because we do it all the time. Man. But this year, I want 3 bona fide first-round picks. Like, 3 bona fide studs. Because you got to realize, if you got 3 first-rounders, maybe 2's going to be legit, like elite. There's going to be that one first-rounder that was like, he played good, but he's not great. You know what I'm saying? But that ups our chances. If you only did 2 of them and one of them not elite, then you got this all right guy. And you got an elite guy, and your defense is a little bit better, But 3, we need to attack with all 3 first-round picks.
I think the depth is there, though, bro. I think the depth is there to make that kind of move. Like if you trade out, you trade 19 to like the top of the second round. There's going to be some really good guys: Jermaine Johnson, Drake Jackson out of USC, Kingsley Enagbari, Myjai Sanders out of Cincinnati is a 6'5" monster edge rusher. So there's guys there that are going to be really good. I'm talking 3 down starters on the edge there in that second round. I cannot get over how deep this edge class is, man. It is. You look at last year.
Now, what do we sit down? We got 1 second round or 2 second rounds?
I think you have 1 second round and 2 third rounds. I could be wrong.
2 third rounds. Okay.
But that's where I would go with that. I like that idea of trading back and just keep the cupboard full. You know what I mean? Keep it coming. It's about the long play. We're not winning a championship next year. Let's
whoa, Croc.
Let's go.
There you go again, speaking that blasphemy on my network. We win championships around here. We're gonna win this year, and after we have our 3 first round picks and a salary cap, we're definitely gonna win next year. Like the glass is not half full. We are full loaded and we are ready to roll, man. Like
I love it.
After next offseason, the team, man, we're gonna be the next Dallas Cowboys in terms of Super Bowls, the Green Bay Packers. Like we're gonna be having like Tom Brady. You'll see Jalen Hurts with a picture like this on Forbes magazine because he's the richest quarterback in the land. He's gonna have 5 rings on his hand, talking about Philadelphia, baby, boom.
I love it, man. I love it so much. We'll see. There's a lot of room for growth with this team. There's no question.
That's what I love about them, man. They're all still learning. They're young fellas. Like our offense, like that's why I'm way more ease with Nick, than I am with JG, because Nick his whole squad is young bucks. You know what I'm saying? Like all these guys are young players, first and second year players for the most part. So like, of course, he should be the one taking a little bit more time to adjust, new system, new implement, like, new strategy and whatnot. JG's the one with all the veterans. These guys on the defensive side, they're all been in the league for a long time. He should be balling out with these guys, Like, that's how I feel. That's why I put him in the doghouse so much. Because, like, come on, man, what are you doing? You got Cox, Hargraves, freaking Sweat's even been around for a little bit. You got the back end with Harris and McLeod. You got big play Slay and Nelson. Those are all veteran players that you should be able to plug and play in the right situation and get them where they need to be.
I think safety, Jaquan Brisker is really good out of Penn State. Daxton Hill out of Michigan is really, really good. Those are guys I would take in the second round and hope, like, especially Brisker. If Brisker falls to their first pick at the top of the second, done. Or just do it. I would trade up for him in the top of the second. Jaquan Brisker is 6'2", just a do-it-all, kind of Malcolm Jenkins as safety. out of Penn State. Really, really strong player. Jackson Hill's a playmaker, not as tall, but a playmaker. 6 foot out of Michigan. Really, really good. Safety class isn't as strong, outside of Kyle Hamilton, of course. But yeah, if that's where my head is at, just circling back to that comment, I would definitely take the top 2 players in 15 and 16, trade back, get another second rounder, maybe a future pick, and let's go to work because there's real depth in this draft. Yeah. So I would say Kenny Pickett's my number 1. I would go Matt Corral's my number 2. I think both of those guys are locks for the top 15. Definitely in Giants and Washington spectrum there. I would be shocked if they don't go. Then you have kind of the wild card of this draft, and that is Malik Willis out of Liberty. An RPO guy, just like Jalen Hurts. Interesting player, kind of the same kind of weaknesses. He doesn't go through his progressions. He can be really wild with his arm, but the dude, I love the way his eyes are always downfield, and he really pushes the ball downfield. He's got a really live arm. He just needs to be coached up, which doesn't fit the Eagles' curve whatsoever. I would take Jalen Hurts over him in a heartbeat. You've got Carson Strong, who's really good, probably not going in the first round. So I would say no. I would say the 2 are Matt Corral, who's really good, another RPO quarterback, a guy between the sticks, super accurate, kind of like Brady. Drop back, get the ball out, slants, out routes. He is really accurate when it comes to that. And he can also throw super accurate on the move. Just a terrific mobile quarterback. Kenny Pickett's awesome. I just think he's getting a little overhyped. This quarterback class is just not good.
They made a whole new rule for Pickett with the fake slide. That was so classic, man. And I'm mad that they went out and made a rule about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, really? One person did it. You're going to go out there and try to change your whole rule book for it? That was a sick move. I want to see that move done a lot more. But that was awesome. He was like, fake slide. Like, how do you even do the fake slide? Like, I'm sliding. No, I'm not. Here I go. Boom, touchdown.
Yeah, Kenny Pickett has a truly NFL arm. Same kind of qualities where he's very good at escaping in the pocket and always keeping his eyes downfield and makes really good plays. I'm sorry for hijacking this podcast. I thought we were talking about the Bucks, but here we are talking about the draft. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, we're talking about the Bucks too. We're talking about the Bucks too. God damn it. We started out hot with the Bucks. Well, actually, we just talked about the Eagles in the draft, but we're gonna get to the Bucks talk right now. You know what I'm saying? But for draft wise, I had another draft question too. Do you think these, like you said, the draft picks, the quarterbacks suck? It's a really bad draft pick. Like, are these guys just going to be reaches when they get drafted in the top 10? You know what I'm saying? Like, do you see any of these guys stepping into day one, an NFL locker room, and taking over and being a stud?
Yes and no. I think Matt Corral, I think Kenny Pickett are very strong players. Like, Kenny Pickett has that kind of like Joe Burrow about him. Like, his rise from here to there was like Burrow in college. It was an astronomical rise. But he's not as good as Burrow. He doesn't have that live arm as Burrow. And I think Kenny Pickett is a really good quarterback, but he's not, your like idea of a number 1 guy coming out of the draft. He's not that. So I think both of those 2 could make an impact. But I like expectation wise, like they're probably good starters in the NFL. So that, just so you know, like I don't think their ceiling is super, super high. And I would not draft. Like if I were Washington, if I were the New York Giants, I would be so hesitant to take one.
Go for a free agent instead.
Absolutely. Like I would.
What about Gardner Minshew? You think Gardner Minshew would be better than any of these quarterbacks coming out of the draft?
As a placeholder, I guess. Yeah, I mean,
placeholder.
Like Gardner Minshew is not going to win you a championship. Like if you want to like just address like the Giants should rebuild the lines or find or add the best playmaker they can, and then look to next year where the quarterback class will probably be much better. That's probably the better play.
Yeah. Hey Jadis, It says it's supposed to rain, but I've had Tampa Bay content creators say that the weather changes every 30 minutes in Tampa Bay, so it might say it rain, it might not rain, it might rain, who knows? So sorry for not answering the first time. I love Jadis, man. He said I would trade one of those first rounders for a second this year and a first next year.
I would
Yeah,
too.
that's what I hear about it, but I won't use all three of them. You know, because when you go in the back half of the first round, those contracts aren't that big. I think I was watching Gate City and he broke that down. He's like, that's only like $6 million, $6 to $8 million you're gonna spend for three
Yeah.
first rounders, and that's not bad when a salary cap we're gonna have like $60 million, and
Yeah.
50 to 60 million. So go ahead and do it. You know, who cares? We don't know who's gonna be around. Like, especially if you're keeping some of these veteran players. Our veteran players are on their last legs. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to get the best football from them over the next year or two, you know, max. So you need to go all in with these guys while you got Jalen Hurts on this rookie contract, you know, and go all in on the rest of the team and see if you can make something happen. You know, I'll put money, like for me, if I'm spending big money, I'm spending big money on like a guy like Devontae Adams. I'm bringing Adams here.
Hell yeah.
You know,
I'm all in. Like,
I
even
don't care if
Calvin
he wants
Ridley. I
20
would do
million
Calvin
a
Ridley.
year. Give it to him. 20 million a year. Adams, let's go.
Oh, yeah. I mean, no question. No question. Like, that would completely change the look of this offense. And you put Devontae Smith, but, you know, behind Devontae Adams, like, oh, my God.
Woo!
The potential is outstanding.
Woo! And then you still got Quez in the slot. You know, that'll get them even more open. So we'll definitely have to see an uptick in Quez Watkins' game. You know, having a guy like that, you know, and then Dallas Goedert to eat off that. You know, everybody will eat. Smitty will eat off that. Goddard and Quez will all eat if we got a guy like Devontae Adams. They got to double team him. He's the best receiver in the game.
Yeah. I'm in. Yeah, and I would also do the Calvin Ridley deal. I would do it. If
you would?
You want a day 2 pick? Do it. Yep. I love the idea of getting a vet wide receiver in this draft, or not in the draft.
And he's another one that's like one of the best have the best footwork in the league too. You know, so you got him and Slim Reaper both carving you up on both sides. Yep. Yeah, you're right.
I would do that too. I would definitely do that.
Good.
And then
and he had to play this year, so he'll come back next year, you know, healthy and, you know, full of spirit and ready to roll because he got back with his Alabama boys. That would actually be good. Which one would you rather take?
Oh, Devontae Adams.
Okay, how about this? Ridley or Williams? Mike Williams. That's my second pick. I want Mike Williams from San Diego. I think he would be great.
I prefer a veteran wide receiver. I prefer it. Like that would be option A. You know, if there is a path where the Eagles can add Mike Williams, Calvin Ridley, you know, a veteran guy to complement Devontae Smith, that would be the better route for this team than spending a draft pick on Mechie or Williams or Pickens. Because I want this draft to be full on either offensive line or defense. Period. Yeah. So for me, I like that idea. I really like the idea to bring in a guy like Mike Williams. I think that's the smart move. So we'll see. We will see.
Okay, receivers and free agents. Give me your top list, the top 5.
I don't even know
receivers or free agents.
I don't know what it looks like. I have to Google
give me a top 5 off the top of your head.
I don't have it.
Because you already know the receivers that are coming out that are pretty good. And then you got Adams, Robinson, Mike Williams. Who else is coming out? Godwin from Tampa Bay.
I like Godwin, man. You need a third down wide receiver. It's going to be awesome.
I don't think Tampa Bay really going to let him go, though. He's their best receiver.
Yeah.
You got Antonio Brown.
I'm looking at it right now. I haven't even gotten there. Like I've been so hyper focused on this draft.
I wish we could have talked Larry Fitzgerald out of retirement.
Larry Fitzgerald would be perfect.
I think he'll be a perfect piece for, you know, these young, fast guys. And then you get a guy like Fitz who's not as fast, but he is clutch. You know,
You know who I
third
you know who
down, you throw it to Larry, he gonna catch that ball. It's about to be a wrap.
I like Michael Gallup a lot. I really like Michael Gallup. Like that was like kind of like the guy I was thinking of.
But division rival teammates don't ever play good on our team. You know,
I get it.
Murray sucked. Who else did we have that was a division? Steve Smith sucked. You know, who else we had? I'm trying to think of some more division rival players. Kerrigan sucks. You know, like it's like they come over here for the money and they don't play worth a damn.
Yeah, no question. No question. Marco Murray. I haven't heard that name in a long time. Alshon Jeffrey will be available. Alshon is definitely on the table.
Do not bring Alshon Jeffries back to this team.
Yeah,
the time is over in Philly.
The Gallup injury sucked, man. That's definitely a guy that I was looking at for this offseason for sure. But no, you're not bringing in Antonio Brown. Absolutely not. I'm not.
I think he'll be a good fit.
No, I'm out.
He's still a beast, receiving wise. As a receiver, he is still a talented receiver. He's a playmaker, you know, and all you need on the team is playmakers.
Dude, the dude is a psychopath.
A little bit.
He's crazy. Yeah,
but all receivers are divas that got a little twist to them.
I like the diva, man. I'm not arguing that.
I'll sign him for a short contract for the playoffs, especially this week where he can just come in and play Tampa Bay and light them up because he's pissed off at them. He don't even need a game plan. You just tell him what route he's running at the line of scrimmage. But hey, Tonio, you got to dig, my guy. All right, got you.
Yeah, wow.
Shit, Thrash.
James Thrash.
James Thrash.
Oh, man. That
guy was... All right, he wasn't as horrible. He wasn't that horrible.
He was just not utilized correctly in this offense because the Eagles didn't have wide receivers at all.
Oh yeah, Juju, because I'm from USC. I wanted Juju when he was a free agent earlier this year. I think Juju would come in and fit in good too.
Yeah, I'm in for that. Yeah, that's a good one.
Because I think he's more like he got pushed out because the Pittsburgh got better receivers and they're younger and just better, I guess. You know,
wouldn't that be nice?
Washington's pretty good. Johnson's pretty good. You know, they got their big guy in Claypool.
Yeah, they just pump wide receivers. That's what they do. Mm-hmm. It's amazing.
Yeah, I like him. I like that one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
He said I would sign AB on.
Yeah, I like this comment by Pine Hawk. Like the Eagles are building a culture, man. They're starting to finally build a locker room again. AB coming in and just ruining that would be so detrimental.
AB just for the end of the season.
I don't know, man. I want to see. I want
your contract. You're giving him just the playoffs, my guy. 4 games with AB.
I want the ball.
Squad.
The ball needs to go to Devontae. The ball needs to go to Dallas, not AB. I want to see growth with this team, not sputtering in circles with Antonio.
I want to see a Super Brown.
If Antonio Brown signs with the Eagles, I will do the post game without a shirt on.
Okay, that sounds like a fair deal. Fair deal. All right, AB. But he already said he wasn't even playing the rest of this year.
Yeah,
he's hurt.
Yeah.
What about T.O.? Would you pick up T.O. for 4 games?
I love T.O. so much. I love T.O. I would do that.
Right? And did you watch his Instagram? The dude still do it.
Oh, I'm not surprised at all. I'm not surprised.
Would you sign him for 4 games? If we made it all 4 of those games, to the Super Bowl. T.O. could win a Super Bowl in the midnight.
You're not winning a Super Bowl with a 50-year-old Terrell Owens.
What? He's 48. Okay, he's not 50 yet. He's still big and physical.
We all know he's already won a Super Bowl doing how many push-ups and sit-ups on the driveway. He is the driveway champion, so he's already got his championship.
Yeah. I know no one wants the TO back. I did. I'd be like, when I heard this little press conference, he said he wanted to go to Tampa Bay to replace AB before a game. He says he only needs 15 snaps, so you're not taking away from the young guys. He only wants 15 snaps. He knows he's old. He's like, but I promise you, those 15 snaps will be explosive.
Yeah, I love T.O. I would much rather do that than Antonio Brown for sure. As crazy as that sounds, sign Nick Foles for 4 games.
Oh, man. So he can start this week. Like, Foles, you're in the game, my guy. You against Brady. Let's go.
Eagles fans would go nuts. Eagles fans would go absolutely crazy. No, Orlando Scandrick's
that guy's trash.
Bum. The biggest bum in the NFL.
Super trash. The T.O. on 3rd down, right?
I mean,
have him run a slant. Boom.
Quinn's not wrong.
Give out hits.
Quinn's not wrong. This game's going to be decided on 3rd down for sure, and they need a 3rd down guy. We'll see.
The Bucks, man. Brady, how so that you think Brady can win another Super Bowl?
Are we still talking about the Bucks? I forgot what we were talking about.
At the age of 99, what's your confidence level in Brady this playoffs?
I mean, it's a really interesting question. I mean, he is arguably the MVP of this year. The dude lost Chris Godwin. He lost Leonard Fournette. Antonio Brown's been out half a year, and the dude still put up 53 plus 100 yards. Many 43
most
touchdowns.
Most of your yards went to Godwin and AB. So they're not playing this week.
And Godwin was his main guy on 3rd down. That is a big one, even though Mike Evans is like 9th in the league in 1st down catches on 3rd down. They're insanely talented. Tom Brady, for me, is amazing. I mean, he's like the Mariano Rivera for Philly sports fans. As much as I hate the Yankees, I hate them so much. I respect the hell out of Mariano. He was terrific. Tom Brady has 100% entered. I love Tampa Bay Brady way more than New England Brady. That's definitely no doubt about it. But in order to beat Brady, you got to get in his head early and fast. You have to start out, and that goes to Jonathan Gannon. Jonathan Gannon, the Eagles do not blitz. They rush 4. They play a lot of man. They play a lot of zone, but they limit the explosive plays, and they kind of wait for quarterbacks to kind of beat themselves, make bad throws within the sticks. And you're not going to do that against Tom Brady. Tom Brady will eat you alive. You look at week 6, he completely decimated this Eagles team between the sticks. Like near 100%.
Played catch a Fournette, and they killed.
You can't do that. You cannot do that against Tom Brady. You got Javon Hargrave, Fletcher Cox. They need to get their ass into Tom Brady's head from the interior, from the jump. That is step 1. So you kind of limit that first. But obviously you have Darius Slay on Mike Evans, and that's going to be really, really fun to watch. That might be the battle to watch. But in order to beat Tom Brady, you just got to get in his head from the interior. As good as Tom Brady is, you can't let him just sit back. He is the 2nd fastest release in the NFL, 2.35 seconds. He's going to eat this team alive if you give him a clean pocket. I think this is the week. I would be giddy. I will be shitting my pants if Jonathan Gannon doesn't blitz. Like the Eagles are like last in the league in blitzing. Throw the fucking kitchen sink at this guy. What do you got to lose? What do you?
I would have my down 4, take 2 steps forward, hands up. That's
exactly.
100%. Just jump. Just keep jumping it. Just keep jumping up in the air. Because I'll blitz my linebackers, safeties, corners,
every time,
any kind of special blitz you can possibly have. But for as defensive linemen, take that first initial push and just put your hands up. That'll eliminate a lot of those quick passes right off the jump, and then you use your other guys to blitz them and put that pressure on them, man, and lock them up. Because I think we can lock them up all across the board. Put Maddox with Harris over the top on Gronk. Mike Williams on big play Slay. I don't think he would do anything against Slay, because Slay's having a great year. And then those other receivers, all those other guys, I'm not worried about those guys.
Yeah, you got to get in Tom Brady's head. This is not the game to kind of keep the same thing going for Jonathan Gannon. You cannot just sit back 10 yards off the line of scrimmage and expect them, and wait for them to kind of like hold them to a field goal. The Tampa Bay Bucks are the most explosive offense in the NFL. They have more explosive plays than any other team in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter. That stat means nothing to me. For me, if I'm Jonathan Gannon, it would be like his move is to disguise his defense and get and blitz the hell out of Tom Brady. That's what I would do.
Yeah, all day. Like I keep telling people, man, I want to see a complete team game finally. I want the offense to be clicking, the defense to be clicking, and all clicking starting the first quarter. You know what I'm saying? Forget this, we're going to halftime, we make adjustments, now we play good, great football. That's cool. That works for enough games in the regular season. Now, you need to make these teams adjust to your defense, Jonathan Gannon. You sitting here taking head coaching calls or whatever. Well, show them that you deserve to be that head coach, because I wouldn't even mind it. Go ahead and be the head coach of somebody else so we can get a new DKC. But the only way you're going to do that is you show that you can actually call some defense.
Yeah.
Blitz from, like you said, blitz from first snap. Just keep coming at them, 100%. We might get a couple plays where they get off, whatever, who cares, because that happens. But just keep going. Keep going. Just keep bringing that fire from quarter 1 to quarter 4, and I promise you we get out of here with a W.
And that's my take. Is like, are you a Cobra Kai fan? Did you watch Cobra Kai? No. All right. So the Karate Kid TV show.
The Karate Kid, I watched every Karate Kid.
Yeah. So Cobra Kai is all about like strike fast. Miyagi-Do is like defense. Like for this game, you got to be able to punch this team in the face. You have to punch them. If that means giving up a 70-yard bomb to Mike Evans, then so freaking be it. This team, the only way this Eagles team is going to beat the Tampa Bay Bucks is grinding them with this offensive line, with Jordan Howard and Miles Sanders and Jalen Hurts escaping the pocket, getting yards downfield with his legs in that second half. They have to be able to grind the Tampa Bay Bucks defensive line. We all saw what the Eagles did with the New Orleans Saints defensive line. That was like number 2 in the NFL. They destroyed them. That's what we need here in this wild card matchup. The Eagles need to, cement time of possession and wear down this really good Tampa Bay Bucks front 7.
Yeah, give me 3 keys to victory.
3 keys to victory. For me, obviously, it's Jalen Hurts versus the Eagles. Jalen Hurts versus the Tampa Bay linebackers, and like Shaq Barrett, Levante David. All those guys are so freaking good, man. Jalen Hurts is going to get pressure. That's been kind of like the main area I've been watching him over and over and over every single week. He's going to have to step up in the pocket, make big throws under pressure. Escaping the pocket, Shaq Barrett, all those guys. I just realized I said RJ Barrett. That guy plays for the Knicks. That's so fun. But anyway, like that is for me one of the biggest storylines is Jalen Hurts needs to get it done with his legs. Devin White, Shaq Barrett, Levante David, all those guys are just that front 7 is so good, arguably one of the best in the NFL. Period. Number 2 for me, I will probably go Josh Sweat versus the Tampa Bay Bucks offensive line. The Bucks offensive line is terrific. You cannot afford to let Tom Brady just sit back in the pocket, have a clean pocket, and everything's going to be peaches and cream. Josh Sweat, 4 sacks, last 4 games. He needs, and you look at the pressure, like 13 pressures in those games. You have to be able to, have that consistent pressure, a consistent guy that gets into Tom Brady's head. For me, Josh Sweat needs to earn that money, baby. He needs to earn that contract extension.
Everybody needs to step
really
up.
Well. Everybody.
Real, like, I feel like a lot of these guys we've been let slide for the season, but it's time to make your name, your statement, whatever you want to call it, make your presence felt. You know what I'm saying? Like, guys like Quez Watkins. We've been like, oh, Quez is a good receiver all year long. You know what I'm saying? But what has Quez really done? You know what I'm saying? He made some nice catches here and there, but it's time for you to step up, Quez, and be that target in the playoffs, you know what I'm saying, that we can rely on and actually see some production from. You know, we've been talking about Miles Sanders. It's time for you to be Miles Sanders, hit these, 60 and 70-yard runs like you did last year. We want to see that stuff. Jalen Hurts, it's time for you to take the next step. You had 3 games of passing the ball when the whole rest of the season you were our leading rusher. Let's put it together now and go have these 270-yard passing, 100 yards rushing games the rest of the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? It's time for Nick Sirianni to coach his best coaching. I want better plays than I've seen the last 4 weeks, even though those were your best plays all year. Let's see some new ones. You know what I'm saying? Keep it fresh, keep it hot, all playoffs long. JG, blitz, 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 man. And we all know that after halftime, you come back out with that blitz man defense, and guess what? We shut teams out. They don't score against us. So we need to see that from the jump to the finish for 4 games, my guy. That's it. You know what I'm saying? And I want to see some new coverages that you ain't done yet. Everything needs to be fresh. It's time for people to make their presence felt and, put their name on the map. You know what I'm saying? It's time to put your name on the map. Rent is due. Forget the rent. Mortgage is due because we got a house now. We in the playoffs. So the mortgage is due this week, and someone needs to go pay it, and I need these guys to go do that.
Yeah, and I've been all over the place with this game. Like I can totally see like Brady putting up 30 points in the first half, and it's like, oh shit. Just as much as I can see like Jalen Hurts going bang, 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 oh shit. Tampa Bay has a huge Philly fan demographic. Eagles fans travel. Suddenly it's the second half. It's a tie game, and suddenly that stadium is, all Eagles fans. So I think there's a very real scenario here that the Eagles fans, the Eagles can definitely shock Tom Brady a little bit. Everyone needs to play off they need to play the best game of their career. You look at these two lines offensively, defensively, they're pretty much even, arguably better on Tampa Bay's side. For me, you nailed it. It's Jonathan Gannon. Jonathan Gannon needs to disguise his defenses and throw out everything we saw the last 17 games. Blitz, blitz, blitz. Send the kitchen sink and get into Tom Brady's head. Let's see it. It's fun. Like we've been teased all off season long that Jonathan Gannon loves stunts. He loves pre-snap movement. We didn't see a goddamn thing of that all year. I want to see it now versus Tom Brady. He literally has the blueprint of what not to do on week 6. Let's see how he adjusts. That's what I'm watching.
Yeah, man. It's time to do it. I feel like you guys been learning yourself. They came in with a plan. They're like, this plan's not working. Let's go to a new plan. And the plan is working now. So now I need to see you advanced mode. You know what I'm saying? Like, time we're going to all Madden. We were planning on all pro. We need to up that gear to all Madden, and get down here and show this team what time it is. Because I feel like, I don't think it's going to be close, to be honest. Like, we're going to get our score prediction in a minute. But give me 3 hot takes before we get to our score prediction.
3 hot takes about this game? About this game or the season overall?
Yeah, this game.
This game.
And I want juicy hot takes. I'm like, oh, that kind of hot take.
Man, I wasn't expecting
We
that.
did get catfish in the beginning. JG, you're still catfishing us a little bit.
Hot take is Avonte Maddox will be the star of the game. You look at Darius Slay shutting down Mike Evans. We know this Tampa Bay Bucks wide receiving core is hurting via the injury bug. Avonte Maddox has been outstanding this season. I think the targets are going to be going his way, and I think there's going to be opportunity for him to make some big plays here. So Avonte Maddox, I'll go for 1. And how do you not say hot take, Jalen Hurts outplays Tom Brady? That would be the most.
He did the first game.
No, he
lost,
didn't.
But quarterbacks that wise, he did better.
He had the second lowest completion percentage of the season.
But Brady threw 2 picks. He only threw 1.
No. If Tom Brady loses to Jalen Hurts and Jalen Hurts has a better game than Tom Brady, that would be, and with Carson Wentz heading home, probably playing golf or some shit, That would be the ultimate hot take. Like that, like Jalen Hurts has a better game than Tom Brady would be. I don't even know if you could go, like that. I don't even know what to say to that. Like that's just kind of hilarious. But that's my top two.
My hot take is Jalen Hurts has over 300 yards passing and over 100-yard rushing for a 400-yard game against the Bucks. He shows the world, and not just our team, but the world, that he is that dude. Jalen Hurts is the dude, man. And everybody forgets all the hate all year long they had on him. Everybody say sorry because, Jalen, you are that dude. You know, the rent has been paid. The mortgage has been paid. And you are all right with me, my guy. So, Jalen Hurts having 400 yards total, 3 touchdowns. Boom, that's a hot take. My second hot take, Devontae Smith finally goes over 150. You know, because I don't think he had a game all year long. And we've seen what Mr. Chase done this year. This fool was balling left and right, breaking records left and right. You know, we seen what Waddle did over there in Miami. This dude was having huge games. I need the Slim Reaper to produce. You know, the playoff time, Slim Reaper is great in playoff time in clutch situations. I think he goes off for 175 yards, 2 touchdowns this week against Tampa Bay's defense. And my third hot take will be Josh Sweat gets 3 sacks on Brady, my guy. He just keep on, you know, all game long. We just see Sweat, man, putting that pressure on him. Those are my hot takes.
I love the Devontae one because you've really kind of seen those two really out of sync downfield. Jalen Hurts only has 17 throws more than 30 or more yards. Like that's among the bottom.
But he's number 1 in most explosive plays.
Yeah, so I would love to see, like that's been kind of like my running take is that like if you had a quarterback with deep ball accuracy, Devontae Smith, his numbers would be astronomical. Devontae Smith is terrific. For me, I would love to see Devontae and Jalen Hurts like simpatico, like on the same page, like bang, 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 like huge gains down the field. That would be just amazing. That's right up there with Jonathan Gannon blitzing the hell out of Brady. I would just be
right. Old Alabama days, baby.
Oh man, I'd be so
Hurts to Smith. Hurts to Smith touchdown. Hurts to Smith touchdown.
Goddard's the same in the same boat. You know, what's one thing that Jalen Hurts has struggled with is, you know, capitalizing on that intermediate area of the field with Dallas Goedert. Like, imagine him just like stepping in the pocket, making throw, boom, dime to Dallas Goedert in that middle area of the field, which they have to do. The Eagles have to be able to exploit that somehow. You know, this Tampa Bay front seven, Levante David, everybody is so terrific. But for me, that's another. You realize like, so how many things need to go right? As we've been talking about it for the last nearly hour and a half. There's a lot that needs to go right, but I'm ready, man. I'm excited. I'm not nervous at all. For me, I'm not nervous. This is for me.
No.
Like I'm like, let's do it.
I'm overconfident, probably.
Put that old man on.
I'm overconfident about the game. I know we're about to land the smack down on their candy asses. You know what I'm saying? Like The Rock would say. You know what I'm saying? We're about to turn that football sideways, turn that something sideways, and stick it straight up.
Put that old man on his ass. Let's go. I'm ready.
So give me your score prediction, my guy.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, man, all that confidence just went away in that one statement. Oh, man.
I pride myself on being objective. I think the Bucks win by a score.
What?
Yep. I think the Bucks win 31-27. And I think it's going to be a great game. I really do. I think
if that was really the score, I probably wouldn't even be that mad about it.
I'm not mad at all. Like if this is a competitive game, I don't even want to say it. I will say it. Even if the Eagles get blown out, I am so overly positive about.
I'll be pissed if we get blown out.
I'm not. I won't. I'm ready.
Anytime you disrespect us, that hurts BIRDGANG's heart.
Yeah, there's a threshold, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, if it is what it is. But for me, I'll go 31-27. At the end of the day, I just think the Eagles are going to struggle against Gronk in that middle area of the field, third downs. The Eagles have to limit those third and shorts. They have to be able
Matt is about to have a big game. Guess what? He's going to be on Gronk. So if your hot take goes right, there's no Gronk.
Yeah, but Avante's not Gronk. So Gronk is just out.
Avante with Harris over the top.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers tight ends completely destroyed the Eagles without Gronk in week 6. So that is something there. So that's my prediction.
Okay. BIRDGANG got a different prediction. You know? I got a little bit different prediction. I said Eagles win 35-21. You know? And listen. Let me play it out for you. Tampa jumps up 21-14 at half, right? We do our little halftime adjustments we like to do, and the team doesn't score the rest of the way. So then our run game from pounding on the run the whole first half, now you got these boys tired the second half. The run game finally kicks in the full gear. We start putting up more touchdowns. We get that touchdown tied up. You know, our defense gets a turnover. It gets us the ball back. Touchdown. We're up by 1. And then that drive you think Brady's about to, kind of like the Alabama game, the drive you think Brady's about to come back and tie the game back up. We get another turnover. We take it down. Score in the game. Salute to you, Tampa Bay. Thanks for playing.
I will say there is nothing more important in this game than coming out fast. You look at Tampa Bay, they're like literally number 1 in first quarter scoring and third quarter scoring. The Eagles are among the worst in first quarter scoring.
Yeah,
the Eagles 100% need to be bang, bang, bang and make a statement in this game. If they don't make that statement in the first quarter, it might be over before it's all over.
It's never going to be over.
No one does better adjustments.
When you got Jalen Hurts on your team, it's never over. Because Jalen Hurts will bring you back. I got my Hurts season. Jalen freaking Hurts. He's going to do it for us.
Amen.
But hey, man, it's been a blast, my guy. We are an hour and a half in, my guy. Great show as always, man. Thanks for stopping by the platform again. Now I need to go over there on the Painted Lines one show, though. We didn't need to get me over there sometime, man. Need to get me over there.
You don't need to ask.
But go ahead and let everybody know where they can find you on all your social media platforms, and we can get up out of here, my guy.
Awesome, man. Yeah, I'm Dives. You can call me Chris. At Mr. Crockpot on Twitter, I run the Painted Lines, paintedlines.com, the Painted Lines YouTube channel. Most of my content is YouTube. I do a ton of Sixers and Eagles content. That is my baby. My other baby is the NFL and NBA draft. I'm already heavy into the NFL draft. I've got a top 10 edge rushers video going down tomorrow. I've got Brendan Deeg joining our show tomorrow at 11 a.m. We're going to still keep breaking down the Tampa Bay Bucks game. And then after that, if you love nerd content, and I know you do, I have another podcast where we break down a lot of Marvel, Star Wars, all that kind of stuff. We do movie drafts. Randall, do you like fantasy football?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we do movies, but with fantasy football. So you pick the movies, but it's a fantasy football draft. And this weekend we have Oscars because it's the Academy Awards, and I don't like the Academy Awards. I'm not a fan. I'm not in the draft.
How do you know who wins since the movies are already out?
So what no. So what happens is these are all Best Picture noms and Oscar winners.
Oh, like nominations for this next Oscar.
No, for years past. So like, for example, so if like your favorite action movies, we have 10 teams live that pick 5 of their favorite action movies of all time. And it's like snake style. So you get the first pick, then you get like the last pick in the second round. And then we throw it on Twitter for everyone to vote who has the best collection of 5 action movies. We're doing that.
Tight.
Yeah, and it's
you always got the tight stuff going, Chris. I like you. You always be having them tight things going. That sounds legit. You need to get me in there. I'm a big movie buff, man. I watch a lot of movies.
Really?
You know what I'm saying? I don't even watch cable like that. I don't like, network stuff. I just like, there's only like 2 shows I watch, BMF and Power. Okay. I think we relate. We have a lot of similarities in those movies. I'm Ghost. I'm Ghost in Power, so it's like, I feel like, we got some similarities. But other than that, man, I'm big on movies. Like, I just stream movies. Like, whenever I'm not streaming, I'm watching a movie off one of my little network, or not networks, what do you call them? Websites.
Yeah.
And I watch a lot of movies, man. Like, cause like I got a big TV, so like I watch all the, movies in the theater before, they come out. As soon as they come out in theater, I can find it somewhere online, and I watch it at home because I got a nice 8K TV. Looks nice, and it's almost better than being at the movie theater. It saves me a lot of money.
So we have the best picture noms and winners going down this Saturday night. Next month is rom-coms. So I don't know if you're a big fan of romantic comedies because it's Valentine's Day. That's not my other podcast.
Did you watch that movie Valentine's Day?
It's terrible. I don't like it. No.
You like it? See, I thought it was a good movie.
Well,
it was just star-studded. I think that's what helped make it. You had like 20 of the top actors at that time.
Yeah. There's a lot of movies like that. They just like throw as many big actors as possible and like, fill as
the
many.
The movie itself isn't like
it's
amazing or nothing, but since you got all your favorite people in it, you're like, oh yeah, that was kind of tight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So we do Book of Boba Fett reviews. We're doing Peacemaker tomorrow. Scream is tomorrow.
Jerry Maguire classic grand. That's one of my favorite.
Terrific. I love the money. Jerry Maguire is amazing. That would be probably like first or second round.
You need to do top football movies because a lot of people have different opinions about those.
We've done sport movies.
Which one's your favorite football movie?
Football movie? Remember the Titans, no question. Remember the Titans is the best football movie
for
of all
me.
Time.
It's The Program.
The Program's good, man.
That's my favorite football movie. Followed by Any Given Sunday because I love Jamie Foxx in that movie. Like, that was another good one. But yeah, I mean, this is like Varsity Blues. That was my high school years. That was my whole high school.
Any Given Sunday is really, really
Any Given Sunday definitely is good. Yeah, like I said. Bad Boys, that's another one. Bad Boys.
It's not a good movie, but it's really fun.
All the Bad Boys I kind of liked. Like I said, like I don't think any of them really took me over like Bad Boys 1, like when you first watched it. Because whenever you get into the sequels, it's like, okay.
No, I have a hot take. Bad Boys for Life, the movie that just came out, was probably my favorite movie of the year. It was so good. I have no idea why it was so good. Are you
what's that one? Damn, what's that? Fast and Furious?
Oh, I love Fast and Furious. Yeah.
All of them?
I love them all. Yeah. I'm not like, I love movies just for movies. I'm not overly critical. I'll call out all like the stuff about different movies and things like that. But for me, movies about having a good time. The Waterboy is really good. Like for me, like going to the movies.
All is the devil.
For me, movies is about just having like that escapism and being able to kind of just the world building, and I enjoy kind of like the mind.
That's a good one too.
What's what I'm thinking of, like the movies that you don't need to think about. I enjoy those as much as anybody. I
like the ones you got to think about. Like, I'm huge in Saw movies. I love all that. To see the next way, Final Destination. How they gonna make someone else die this time? You know what I'm saying? Like, I love that.
Horror is my favorite genre of film. So I'm seeing Scream tomorrow, and I'm so excited. I've heard it's really good. I'm a big Scream.
That's crazy. They made another Scream. I thought the dudes died.
It's like a soft reboot or something.
So they have all the other characters back in it. You got Sydney back. You got what's his name?
David Arquette.
Yeah, Arquette's back and all those people. So yeah, I want to watch it for sure. Probably by day 2 of it being out, it'd be online and I'll be able to watch it.
Nice. Yeah.
But hey, man, thanks again for coming by. Hey, shout out to all you guys in the chat. We still got 17 in here. Make sure you guys all hit that like and subscribe to my boy, Mr. Crockpot. The Painted Lions. His link is inside of the description. And if you are from his channel, subscribe to BIRDGANG 31. I am 49 away from 2K. I'm trying to get there by the playoffs. So let's get BIRDGANG to 2K. Let's do it. It'll be amazing. It's been a fun 7 months with you guys, and we got plenty of years to go. So if we don't, we don't. But Hey, much love to all you guys. I always say at the end of my videos, fly, Eagles, fly. Yeah, we got Chris to do the dance. Look, Grant, we got him to do the dance. Fly, Eagles, fly. And we're going to beat them Bucks this Sunday, so be on the lookout for that, Eagles fan. Let's get it. Peace.